Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm delighted to be joined by Dave Coldwell here in Sheffield. Dave, huge weekend of boxing here in Sheffield, I've said that 3 times.
Yep.
But before we talk about anything else with Kelbrook and Kid Galahad, you've got one of your young fighters that you manage on the bill, Callum.
Yes.
Beardo, I'll get that right.
Yeah.
First time I've heard of the young man. He's a light heavyweight, but
Yeah.
they call him the Vanilla Gorilla.
Yeah,
What's the reason behind that? And just tell me about him.
He's a strong kid. He's very action packed. He's exciting, you know. And he can box. He did well as an amateur. Didn't hang around the amateurs too long, but he did well. He's trained by Brendan Warburton, and he's part of S&C with Danny Wilson and the boxing science guys. So he's a very dedicated kid, and he's exciting. He can punch, he can fight, and he can box a little bit too as well. So got high hopes for him. You know, I'm going to take some time with him, just build him up with the right fights. Experiences like this, you know, boxing on big undercards, that's all part of it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him out.
When I see him at the public workout just out there, when David Diamante said light heavyweight, I was looking at the size of him, I was like, he's like 5'10" or something.
Yeah.
He's very, very short,
Yeah,
but he is built.
He's built, but he's not muscle bound.
Yeah.
I think he's got massive legs.
Yeah, I've seen the quads on him,
his legs are huge. So yeah, whether he stays at light heavyweight or it comes down to super middleweight, that is a conversation we've had. But he might end up at super middleweight, to be honest. But he's with the right guys, with the boxing science team. They know what they're doing when it comes down to his S&C and his body structure and things like that. So we'll see.
Going on to you then, the fighters that you train, Jordan Gill, Hopi Price. Unfortunately, both of them have got different injuries going on. Hopi with his elbow. I spoke to Jordan on Wednesday, I believe it was. He had a thyroid disease, a thyroid problem. He seems to be on a smile on his face. He seems to be positive now going into 2020. Hopi Price the same. So can you elaborate a little bit more on these two fighters?
It's been a bad time for Jordan. It's been a really bad time for Jordan. There was a time when I didn't think he was going to box again. That's how serious the condition was. But thankfully it seems to be levelling out, and we're all on course. He's able to train again now. I started him off a few weeks of just coming in 3 times a week, then I built it up to 4 times a week. Now he's just completed a full 5-day-a-week job. So yeah, he's on the right track. And do you know what? Obviously he's heavier. He's got to, that's something we're going to take us time to bring him down. He'll be fighting end of March. He's ready to fight end of March. But weight-wise, he'll fight at about 9'6", 9'7". I'm not going to rush to bring his weight down because I don't want him to have any setbacks or anything like that. So you wouldn't think that he's had the time off that he's had when you see him in the gym. He's flowing, he's got his flow back, he's got his speed, his sharpness and the moves, and we're just we're back to where we're working to improve every session. So it's good, all signs are good. I'm looking forward to getting him back out there fighting again.
Hopi as well. I mean, young kid, you're doing quite well out in Saudi Arabia, enjoying life, young 18-year-old, and then has a slight injury. I think it's his elbow, is it?
Yeah, what a pain in the ass. You know what? Sometimes you have you get fighters, they get a date and that date just seems cursed. We got this date, and over Christmas and New Year he had a really bad chest infection. He was poorly over there. I spoke to Eddie, I said, listen, I gave him a heads up, I was listen, I think I'm going to pull him out. He said, well, just see, because I didn't want to take up a slot that somebody else can get if I hope he wasn't going to recover and be fit enough. He said, well, listen, just, it's a big show, I want him on the show. Just see how he recovers in training, So I was alright, as long as you're happy with that, I'm fine. So we started training, he was fine, flying, great, not a problem. We managed to get 3 or 4 spars in, and on the last spar fucking does his elbow with Kid Galahad. So it was a great experience sparring with Kid Galahad. That's what I want to do with the Hopis. I want him sparring good fighters. I want him sparring like Framptons, Galahads, even people like Michael Ramboletza and people like that. People that are going to give him, their experience and give him problems and things like that. I want him sparring with good fighters. It's part of his education. He's 19 years old. I'm in no rush with him with the fights. Don't expect him to be a Boazzi where they're being rushed to get to the top world rankings and stuff like that as soon as possible. Take him a time when he's 19. He's got so much potential and he's improving so much, in the gym. And it's just about the education and development of him. So I want to spar with all these people like Kid Galahad. Unfortunately, in the last spar of camp is I think what they did was basically clashed elbows. I hope he's caught his elbow or something, and it's damaged the tissues. Nothing serious. It's one of those irritating things where they've said in a week's time he'll be fine to start punching again, not a problem. But that unfortunately takes the last week of that takes your final week of preparation away, and you've got the fight there. So there's no point in risking him. Don't get me wrong. He could go in. Obviously, you're talking about a kid that's 2-0, high quality. We could find him an opponent where he could really go in there and beat him on his jab. But he's had 2 4-rounders. He's supposed to be a 6-rounder going in. He's going to 6 rounds. Don't want to take no risks. And also want him to feel comfortable and want him to look good in there. So there's no point at this stage going in with little niggly injuries.
Definitely. Well, you mentioned Kid Galahad, Kell Brook's return, Terry Harper's fighting for the WC, defending her IBO as well. Where do we start? Let's just start with Kell against Mark DeLuca. What's your thoughts?
Interesting. It's interesting because it's all about Kell. It's all about how he looks. It's not, is he win? He should win. You should be beating Mark DeLuca because DeLuca's been brought in as the opponent. He's been brought in as Kell's comeback fight. So you've looked at him because you believe that your man's going to win. Not only is he going to win, he should look good. But he's been out for 14 months. The fight 14 months ago, he didn't look very good. Before that, he'd been out for some time as well. So you're talking about a lot of inactivity. You're not talking about any consistency of any form there for a long time. So also in that time, you're talking about a fighter aging, life catching up on you. We don't know. We don't know what Kell Brook's got left. But the fact that he's back in his own comforts, he's gone back to Dom. He knows that system, he knows that regime, they know him, they know it inside out, he's comfortable. The fact that he seems happy, he seems like he's really been dedicated for this fight, and he seems a lot more focused. That will all help to bring out the best of what's left of Kell Brook. And I say that not in a detrimental way, what's left of him, but as fighters get older, the tank gets emptier. So you don't know what's left in him, and at some point in every fighter's career, what's left of him isn't enough, and they get beat. So with Kell, we don't know what's left. We'll see what's I want to be able to see something in this fight. I'd like DeLuca to be able to put some sort of pace on him, some sort of pressure on him, where the fight goes past 5-6 rounds. She's gone past where that initial sharpness that Kell always has for the first 3-4 rounds. I want it to go past there, so Kell has to answer a few questions to himself. Has to come through. I remember when it's a little bit different, but I remember when Ryan Rhodes had got beat by Canelo. He got his big shot against Canelo, got beat by Canelo in Mexico, and when he had a decision to make: is he going to carry on? Because it's been a long career. Is he going to carry on? Does he want it enough to come back again? The comeback fight that I picked was Sergio Kamitsky. And I picked him because I knew it was going to be a tough night, and it was going to be a hard night for Ryan, where Ryan would end up having to ask questions about himself and do I really want this? Because it's one thing training, getting up in the morning, going and training. I'm dedicated. I want it. I'm training because it's training. You're having banter in the gym. You're enjoying being around the people. There's elements of training that you enjoy. You never enjoy the dieting, but there's elements of training that you enjoy. But on fight night, when it gets tough, and when you're reminded then what it's about, and that's when you have this little thing in your head, this little thing in your chest where it's like, do I want this? Yes, steam through it, get through it, win. No is where that's it. It's done. It's not there anymore. So I picked Kamitsky because I knew that was going to, and that was a fight where Ryan had to dig a little bit and ask questions about himself, and he came through it, and he then knew going forward, this is what I want to do. There we go. Kell might need that kind of fight because a blowout over a couple of rounds isn't really going to do anything, because when he steps up that level, we'll still have them questions. Yeah. What's the real desire there? Not the desire when you're talking about it or when you're training with no pressure on you. Is that desire still there? So I'd like to see a little bit, not because I want to see him getting bashed, but I'd like to see him have to answer.
We want to see a fight.
Yeah. And for me, DeLuca is, I don't. He's very game, very tough. Works the body, works the head. Very persistent. I don't know. I think that it's important for him that he doesn't take much punishment early doors off of Kell, which dulls his effort for the later rounds. I want to see him. I want to see him be able to put something on. I want Kell to answer the questions. I want him to look great, and so Sheffield crowd go on buzzing, getting behind him again and believing that there's another run at a world title for Kell Brook. But more importantly, so Kell knows that he's got enough in the tank and he's got another run at him at a world title for him.
Would you say, like, obviously Kell's now campaigning at 154?
Yeah.
Over the last couple of months now, do you think the 154 pound division is probably the most exciting division? Because they're just playing hot potato with these belts, aren't they? They're getting passed around. That champion's getting beat by that guy. That Rosario's beating that guy. Heard's getting beat, and it's just like Charlo's got beat.
It's at one point, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, it looked like it was filled full of killers, and it was like, shit, that's a tough division. But now, like you say, it seems to be opening up a little bit. There's no consistency there. Rosario stepped in now, and for me, when I watched that fight, all of a sudden, that's when I thought that's a window for Kell Brook and Liam Smith to nip in there, and that's the avenue that I would think go for and grab hold of. I look at that, and for me, what I'd like to see is I would like to see Kell get this fight out of the way, and then him and Liam Smith fight, and then the winner of that fight then goes for that world title. That's what I'd like to see.
Rosario or Teixeira? Because I think Liam's ranked number 2 with the WBO, and this is for the WBO Intercontinental, so I think the route that Eddie, looks like it's planned out, that Eddie's taking is the WBO route, which will be Teixeira, who's the champion. If he gets past this fight, who's he fighting? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure
maybe it's that either or, but I think whoever wins out of Liam and Kell, because we all like a big domestic dust up, don't we? But one with a bit of meaning behind it, where say it's a world title final eliminator or something, that would be a great fight. And I think for both guys at the stage of career, that is the fight, you know. And then you go ahead. Obviously, if there's an, I'm not privy to negotiations and things, but if there's an opening for Liam Smith to get a world title shot straight away, then obviously he's going to take that, and same with Kell. But if there isn't, fight each other, winner goes on. I would like the, especially for Kell, I would like the Rosario fight. I think that's the one for him. I think that's the fight that he could win.
I absolutely love the fact that you said Kell Brook versus Liam Smith, because I think I would love that fight too.
It's a great fight.
Everyone I've spoke to so far today and yesterday have said that the exact same thing.
It's a great fight.
Love it, definitely.
I've always thought, because obviously I know he's flirted with going back down to welterweight and things like that, but Kell's not a 147 fighter. I looked at him away in today. He looked great. He looked really good. He looked strong. He looked very, very strong, but he looked healthy. He looked great. That 147 business, that needs to be forgotten about. If he's gonna get the best out of himself at this stage of his career, it's gonna be 154. And I know we've spoke. I've always thought about Kell and Liam Smith to be a good fight when Kell's at 154. Now the timing, where you look at both of them's career, I think it's a massive fight. I think it really is. I think it sells well, but more important, I think it's just exciting. I think it's a great fight.
Definitely. Terry Harper and Kid Galahad in tough fights of their own. I mean,
so the good fights. This bill is no, it's not. It's not a bill stacked with world title fights or big marquee names. Kell Brook aside, but there's good fights on the bill.
50-50 fights, yeah. 1J Ward as well against because Pac always brings them. I don't want to stereotype, but he always brings tough Mexicans over.
He does, and you know, Martin, sometimes Martin will look $1 million, and sometimes he'll not look $1 million. But the thing is for Martin is that he's got this fight where it's kind of like people now, including Eddie, are talking about Martin fighting for a world title. So he's in that dangerous zone where it's just before a big fight. The fights that are just before the big fights, you can take your mind off it because you're thinking about the big fight that comes. Let me just get through this one, and I've got a big one coming up.
That's always the danger. Isn't
That's
it?
the danger, because not just the danger of losing, but danger of just switching off, getting caught with silly shots, just being lethargic and defensively lapse. But yeah, this is a dangerous one because if his mind's not on the job, he could get beat. You know, and it certainly will be a tough night at the office for him and tough physically. Which again, when you're having physically tough fights, even in fights that you're winning, but if you make more than what they are, it's more miles on the clock and it takes you away from it.
That could probably be the same issue for obviously Kid Galahad and Terry Harper, because Eddie's mentioned Terry Harper versus Katie Taylor, so there's that cat at the end of the stick, and then Kid Galahad's obviously.
Yeah, but for Terry Harper, this is I loved listening to her at a press conference yesterday. When she was talking about how life's changed in the last 2 years and it's been such a whirlwind, but she's enjoying the moment. She's riding the wave and she's enjoying every minute of it. I don't think she's going to be thinking about Katie Taylor. Her dream is to become a world champion. It's here Saturday night. It's there. You just got to go out there and take it. So she'll be living in the moment to win that fight. She won't be looking at Katie Taylor. Don't get me wrong. I think she'll understand that the way that she's being built up, the way that Eddie's getting behind her, Sky's getting behind her, she's going to be, if she wins on Saturday night, tomorrow night, she's going to be the new flag bearer for female boxing in this country. We've got Katie Taylor that's already there. She's the one. But Kate is also kind of like, she's I would say what, couple of more fights left?
Yeah, about 3 or 4.
About three or 4 fights maybe. But she's at that stage now where Kate could just unify and then retire, walk off into the sunset. You need to be looking at the next generation of female fighters coming through, and I think that Terry's the one that they're looking at to be the flag bearer. You know, because she's world title time. You know, win that world title. It's WBC world title. She will then get the big promotion, then get the really big build up. So she's got everything there in front of her. But she seems like a fighter that lives in the moment and understands about concentrating what's right in front of you. So I don't think there'll be any taking your eyes off the ball. It's a tough fight, but I just think timing's right. I think Wallström's been a very good fighter, been a great fighter for a number of years. But she's 38 years old. 39 years old. So she's getting on. And Harper's very, very fresh, but she's very sharp in her punching. She's not, she's not. There's some levels of women's boxing where they're telegraphing the shots. You're seeing the shots coming through. They're not crisp punches. Terry Harper throws everything correct. She's sharp. The straight shots are straight as a dart. Got some weight behind him. Got some snap behind him. She's sharp. She's fast. She can box. She's got good feet. She's got everything that an older fighter doesn't want to face. And I think that's the difference. I think timing's right. I think tomorrow night Terry Harper becomes world champion, 100%.
Good. No, that's a bold statement, and I think many agree with you, Dave. But just to stay away from the Sheffield card, I want to just go on to 2 heavyweight fights. One that's going to happen in 2 weeks' time, and one that was announced today. I just want to get your thoughts on them. I think I'll start with the one that got announced today. Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce. I mean, you liking it? Are you liking it?
That's a fight, mate. As far as domestic heavyweight showdowns are concerned, we haven't had a great one for a long time. This is the one. Oh, what a fight this is. Dubois and Joyce.
Can I put you on the spot for a winner?
Fucking hell, that's just going to go bang. That's it. Yeah, I think Dubois.
Yeah.
I do. I like him. I rate him. I think he's got a wicked jab, which I think is going to be vital in this fight, because Joyce just is a juggernaut. It just keeps coming at you. But you can hit him. in his fights he's had coming through, he's there, he's getting nailed, he gets hit. Yeah, he's very strong and he overwhelms fighters, but he gets hit. I think he can afford to be tough and resilient and strong against a lower caliber of puncher, a lower caliber of fighter. Dubois has got a very good jab, which is enough to keep knocking Joyce off balance, enough to draw some sting out of him. And then he's got his booming right hand, which will follow that lovely jab. Then also Dubois, when he opens up mid combination, he goes between head and body. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's a very good fighter.
I'm excited about that.
I am.
Yeah.
I rate him. He's not fought anyone yet, but I'm excited because in JOYCE I'm gonna get to see more about him. I'm gonna get to see what that's like because he's not really been it yet, but in the pros. So in JOYCE you've got this immensely strong physical fighter, heavy-handed. He might not be the fastest, but he's very heavy-handed, and he's going to be relentless. So he's going to ask questions of Daniel Dubois. I think it can't fail to be an exciting fight. I think it's going to be a really good fight. And like I said, all British heavyweight domestic dust-ups at this kind of level, where one's trying to break out. I can't remember the last one that was as good.
Herbie Hyde and Lewis. No, they were all sort of.
You know what it reminds me of? This one, it reminds me of Lennox and Gary Mason. But Gary Mason was older. Well, yeah, JOYCE is older, isn't it? So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that.
Because they're at the same stage of their career in terms of fights.
Yes.
But obviously JOYCE is 33 and Dubois is what, 22 just turned maybe.
Yeah, he's baby.
So it's like JOYCE needs to win. Really, he has to win.
Yeah, he has to.
He
has to. And either way, this is all part of Dubois' development. I do think it's going to be exciting, and I don't think it's as one-sided. I've just made it sound because of JOYCE's relentlessness, and he's obviously one of those guys that when you get in the ring with, because when you watch him from the outside, you just think it's too easy to hit, or he's going to get found out, or you see his shots coming, you can make him miss. But when you get in there with him, he seems to impose himself on you really, really well. And with some fighters, you don't give them the credit of how good they are until you share that ring, or until, for me, I like when I'm in the corner and I'm against a guy, then I actually see just how good they are. You can watch them on YouTube and watch them on TV all you like, and you get an idea of how good they are. But when you're that close and when you're that focused in on them, then you appreciate things that they do, and you get, oh right, okay, he's awkwardly effective. And that's, I get the picture that JOYCE Hislop is not just about being physical. He's very, very strong. There's got to be something about him because of what he did with the amateurs. How you just in the amateurs, you just look at him. He
does have a high knockout percentage as well.
Yeah. He's heavy-handed. He punches. He's very heavy-handed. So I'm saying that we're going to see that.
Yeah.
We're going to see that on Dubois. See what that's. I'm excited because we've got all this about Dubois, but he's not fought anybody, and he's blown away people you expect him to blow away. But now we're gonna get some questions answered, and that for me, for a prospect, is always exciting because we get excited about him, and it's fun. We want to see him get tested. We want to see him get rattled a little bit to see what the character's like, see if they can come back, because that is all part of what's needed to make it to the top. It's no good when you're having guys that are just blowing kids away all the way through, and then they get put in at the top level, and then they get found out. That's shit. Let's see little things added as they're going along. That's matchmaking. That's building fighters. And with JOYCE, I like JOYCE as a character. I think he's funny. He gets what he is, and he's going to be exciting. He's going to make it exciting. And I think it is a very, very hard fight for both fighters. I just think that Dubois got more to him, and I think Dubois beats him.
Clearly, you're excited about that fight.
Yeah, it's a
Are
great
you
fight.
excited for Wilder and Fury as he has Dubois JOYCE?
Yeah, I am. But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Do you know what? I'm probably a little bit more excited about Dubois and JOYCE for the simple reason that
It's the unknown.
It's the unknown.
Yeah.
It's the unknown. It's like whether, I think after that, I'll know whether whether we've got another heavyweight that can come through, really come through. Because it's a perfect fight for him before they step into world class. Perfect fight for him. Or fringe world class, should I say. But yeah, Fury and Wilder, that's so intriguing. There's so many things that have been thrown into that mix. Change of trainers, change of styles possibly. The fact that Wilder can be getting beat for every second of every round, and it does not fucking matter, because if he lands that right hand, night.
Can Tyson stay away from that right hand for 36 minutes?
Well, he has the ability to, yeah. But is he going to choose to, because he's now changing his training regime, attitude towards the game plan? If it could be a smoke screen. It could be all like they're just saying it to bluff Wilder. But if he is choosing to go for the knockout and to take it to Wilder, I kind of think it's suicide. Yeah. I kind of think why would you? Because he proved in the first fight that he has got the ability to bamboozle and outbox Deontay Wilder. He switched off twice. 2 bouts of lapses in concentration. The first one, trapping himself in corner, staying in the corner and holding his feet for too long, allowed him to get caught and Wilder to unload a little combination that put him over. And then the last round, when instead of just playing it safe and just getting through the round, just winning on points, he started wanting to let go a little bit of a few hard shots, and then he ended up getting caught. So if you take away those 2 lapses in concentration, he would have won it on the scorecards, which means that any thought process he's got of thinking, I'm not going to get it on points, I need to knock him out, apart from his lapses in concentration where he got dropped, he would have won it on points anyway. But he's given him 2 10-8 rounds. So if you hadn't have given him the 2 10-8 rounds, he would have won it on points. So the judges would have given him that on points. I still think he won the fight, but it would if he hadn't have given the judges an opportunity to score against him, he had that in control. Do you know what I mean? So for me, go out there and box him again, outbox him, use his skills again, but stay switched on and focused for the full 3 minutes of each round. You win the fight.
Just take each round, just fight each round. Don't worry about how many rounds left.
You can't control what the judges are thinking and what the judges are going to do. You can't really, you shouldn't really just go out there with a game plan to take out the judges. Just do what you do. If he goes in there to take it to Wilder, if he goes in there to try and knock Wilder, that means he's going to set himself a little bit more. He's going to set his feet a little bit more. If he sets his feet a little bit more, he's going to be in distance a little bit more, a little bit longer, and it'll allow Wilder to get his timing a little bit more often, where he'll throw his shots, because he held through enough punches.
There we go. There
you go. Bit of shine on the old bald head.
Mine too.
It'll allow Wilder to throw more punches, and if he throws more punches, he's got more chance of landing his big bomb.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be a mistake.
Well, Dave, I've had you for half an hour. Always love talking boxing with you.
Thanks,
it's fun. That half an hour went quick, but I think you need to go home for your dinner, do you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks for this
Cheers, mate. Nice one.
Dave. As always, and I'll see you tomorrow night at Fight Night. Thanks very much, Dave.
See you later, mate.